Hi guys! Okay, so I'm gonna be doing another kind of first impression because I've only worn it like once. On the YSL Fusion Ink Foundation All Day Perfection Feather Light Texture. It's basically another liquid to powder foundation. Anyway, so this is what the packaging looks like. This is what the bottle looks like. It's just kind of those little tops that you take off. Very luxurious. Let's take a moment to look at the packaging. It's very pretty. I like this. I actually like this a lot better than the Touche Claw. I really don't like when it's just the bottle and a gold top. Most people think it looks luxurious, but I think it just looks kind of tacky. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the top on this one because it has like black kind of detailing, but normally I don't like just like a glass and gold bottle. I just think it looks kind of cheap and tacky, which is the opposite of what most people think. So this is what the applicator looks like. It's just kind of like a flat applicator dropper, but there's no actual dropper that you squeeze. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it looks like. And then what I normally do is I just kind of like tap it on. You guys will see in my application video. I will also tell you that it has kind of like, I feel like they try to mask the alcohol scent to it. I'm just going to kind of apply it as I talk a little bit. Like I feel like it kind of smells like fragrance, but when you really smell it, like really smell it, you kind of get that alcohol scent to it as well. So actually I don't even think I'm going to use the application video I did yesterday. So this is kind of how I just kind of spot it on, and then I just blend it out. And I didn't want to put foundation here. No. This is kind of like my dry area, so I really don't like putting too much foundation if it's like a liquid to powder, so I'm going to really blend that out real quick. But you guys can see some of like the redness right here. My face just looks kind of pink today. I don't know why. But you guys can see it has pretty good coverage. I don't want to apply too much, so I'm just going to leave it at one layer and then do just some spot touch-ups. So you guys can see I pretty much applied an even coat and just did some touch-ups like right here where the foundation always seems to move, and then on my nose where those are just areas where the foundation, doesn't matter how, if I pat it in or blend it out, it kind of just doesn't apply right there. I don't know what it is, so I always have to touch it up a little with a little extra foundation. But you guys can see what it looks like. I will take a picture at the end of this little recording session to show you guys with flash. It does have SPF, I'm sure. Yeah, it has SPF 18, so with flash I feel like it might make it look a little white, and I feel like it does kind of like lighten your skin tone. It has a very powdery finish. I did use these two primers as usual. I used the Becca one. This is the Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector, and I just got this new primer. This is the Pore Minimizer Skin Refining Matte Primer, and this is by Dior, and I just put the Becca one right here on my T-zone because that's where I get super oily, and then my cheeks and my chin area I put the Dior one just because it's kind of oily but not as bad. Actually this area I don't know why I keep putting primer. I'm trying to like stop putting primer and more lighter coverage foundation when I use a matte one because this area is very dry, so I feel like any matte formula always accentuates those dry patches or dry areas. So just be aware of that. If you guys have dry skin, this is probably not the foundation for you. This is definitely not the foundation for you because I wore it yesterday and then I looked in the mirror. I was in the dressing room looking in a mirror and I just really noticed this area had like some dry skin. You could really tell. So last thing I'm going to do, just in case, I'm just going to apply a little bit of powder. Even though it does have a powdery finish, I'm just going to like tap it in right here in my nose. I'm just going to apply some blush and bronzer and head out the door. It is 5:45 and I should be already out the door. So I'm gonna just like rush into this blush and bronzer, and I will check in with you guys in a couple hours. Hi guys, okay, I'm doing a quick update for you guys. I've been trying to do this, so I'm gonna try to do it quick. My camera keeps dying, the thing is full, the memory card's full, so I'm gonna do this quickly. It's 12:14, so it's been about 6.5 hours. I'll probably wear it for another hour and a half. It's taken me like half an hour just to try to film this. So it's 12:14, just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what it looks like. The forehead mainly looks oily, the nose looks a little shiny, but the cheeks, like the blush on the cheeks and the bronzer or contour are still like true to color, like I applied them. My cheeks look just a little more dewy, but overall the color is still there, it hasn't faded. I think it's doing pretty well so far. I am going to powder a little more just because it's me, it's oil, super oily skin, especially on my forehead. You can like see it, it looks so shiny, it's just bugging me. And it's also still kind of hot here. I mean, it has been raining a little more, but it's still like around the 90-degree area. So I'm just gonna powder a little more, and I will give you guys an update when it's all at the end of the day. Not really at the end of the day, but when I'm done wearing this foundation. Hi guys, okay, so it's now 4 p.m. You know those naps where you take like, you feel like you wake up and it's like, oh, it's probably been like 5 minutes. Yeah, that was like at 1 o'clock. So I meant to record this around 2:30-ish, and it's 4 o'clock because I completely passed out. But anyways, unfortunately the blush did kind of wear off, but that's probably because I passed out. Because on this side it's still pretty much intact. It's a little faded, but you can still see the blush. It's still like a tiny bit pinkish, and the contour like right below it. You can still see it. The rest of my face is just, it just looks like I have a dewy foundation on. It doesn't look like I have like a oily skin. It's like on the verge of oily, but for now it just looks like I have a dewy foundation. It's just like any kind of typical liquid to powder foundation. It does have a good variety of shades. It says it has 21 shades available. If you guys are sensitive to smells, you might not like this foundation. And also, if you guys don't want to pay that much, then this foundation is $60. And the description for it says, a revolutionary finest ink foundation with broad spectrum SPF that perfects the skin while it wears weightlessly for 24 hours. It doesn't wear for 24 hours, I'll tell you that. And it says, special sweat and sebum controlling agents allow for 24 hours of coverage even through humidity or heat. And its sensual and volatile dry oil complex allows it to set in seconds. I'll tell you right now, if you have oily skin, which can also come from, I feel like, humidity and heat, does not work for 24 hours, I'm gonna say. I mean, you're gonna have to touch it up. I think it could last for 24 hours, but you're definitely gonna have to keep touching it up. Overall, I like how it wears. I like this color on my skin. I mean, it does get kind of oily, but that's almost any foundation for me. It kind of gets oily after a couple hours no matter what. So, but I like how it looks on me. I feel like some of them are just like, it just doesn't look pretty. It just looks like, I don't know how to say it. It just looks like super powdery, and it just doesn't like adhere to the skin. This one, I mean, on the forehead it looked like it didn't really adhere that well, but that's because it was getting oily. Everywhere on my skin it just looked like my skin, so I really did like that about it. I noticed that when I was at work and I like looked in the mirror, I'm like, everywhere else except my forehead it looked like it was just my skin, and then the blush just kind of blended into my skin. Even in this area where it's normally, I mean, it did look a little more drier than the other areas, but didn't look like dry skin. So I really like that it kind of blends really well. It looks like your skin but better. So I'm gonna have to give this a thumbs up. Probably, I don't know, it kind of doesn't help that I fell asleep, because that doesn't, I'm pretty sure if I didn't fall asleep the blush would be intact, because I know I fell asleep on my cheek for a good while. So I'm gonna have to just say this is a really good foundation. Right now it looks like, first of all, it looks like it wore off a little bit. So once you get oily and your face touches some sort of surface like a blanket, I feel like it will wear off because like the oil, I feel like it kind of separates the foundation from the skin and then it rubs off really easily. So it might be long wearing. I think if you have normal skin, you can get 24-hour wear, and it might get just a little bit dewy after a while, even in sweat through humidity. If you have oily skin, you're definitely going to have to keep touching it up. But I feel like it could last maybe not 24 hours, but a good like at least 12. So yeah, I really hope you guys like this review. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out my other videos. I will be doing a review on the Lancome Nude Miracle foundation as well. That one's a new foundation that just came out. It's pretty much like this one and the Perricone MD one. I feel like a ton of companies are coming out with this. If you guys don't like fragrances, try the Perricone MD one. It's not as good coverage. It's pretty light coverage. It's liquid to powder. You can probably try it once even from L'Oreal or Maybelline. I know they have the Dream Wonder liquid to powder foundation, as well as the L'Oreal liquid to powder foundation. All of those, I think they're pretty much the same formula, close to. Anyways, so yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!